Chapter 1. The quiet before the flame there is a silence unlike any other. Not the absence of sound, but the presence of waiting. The world holds its breath. Time slows. And beneath the stillness, a spark stirs. The girl stands alone on the edge of everything she once knew. Her eyes are deep pools of shadow and light, a mirror reflecting not just the world, but the fragments of forgotten stars. Around her, the air is thick with the scent of ash and the faint hum of ancient songs, unheard but remembered. She does not move, but inside her, a fire grows. It is not loud, no blaze that shouts its presence. It is a steady, unwavering flame, kindled from the deepest corners of memory and hope. I am not lost, she thinks. I am waiting. Chapter 2. The listeners whisper behind her. The listener watches, silent, steady, like a shadow carved from the quiet itself. He has seen many flames flicker and die, many songs fade into silence. But this is different. He steps forward, voice soft as the wind before dawn. You carry more than fire, girl. You carry the weight of a story, one that was never meant to be forgotten. She turns, and for a moment their eyes meet the flame and the shadow. Two halves of a whole. What if I fail? She whispers. What if the flame dies again? The listener's smile is gentle, but there is steel beneath. Then we light it again. Because the song does not end with one voice. It is many, and it is eternal. Chapter 3. The gathering storm far, beyond the quiet hill where she stands, dark shapes gather. Not armies of steel and fire, but shadows of fear and doubt, those who would see the flame extinguished. The song silenced forever. They move swiftly, driven by old wounds and forgotten promises. Their voices are hushed but sharp, slicing through the air like knives. But the girl does not shrink. Behind her, a light flickers small at first, then growing, a pulse in the darkness. From the ground, from the air, from memory itself, others answer, echoes of forgotten songs, whispers of ancient flames. Sparks kindled anew. She is no longer alone. Chapter 4. The flame within, inside her chest. The flame spreads. It sings a song older than words, a melody made not of sound, but of being. She feels it in her bones, in the marrow of her spirit. A light that is also a shadow, not the story told, but the story living. Her hands glow with warmth. Her breath catches on the edge of a new beginning. The past is not a chain, but a path, and she will walk it, not as a victim, but as a bearer of the flame. Chapter 5. The choice, the shadows draw near. Voices rise, demanding silence, but she raises her head. Speak then, she says. I will listen, but I will not bow. The listener steps beside her. Together they stand in the growing light. The flame is not just hers, it is theirs. It is ours. And as the first note of the song rises clear, strong, unyielding, she knows this is only the beginning. Asterisk, Chapter 6. The fire's memory. The fire remembers before the girl does. It carries stories older than stone and sky, whispers folded into every flicker. It sings of beginnings and ends, of loss and reclaiming. In the quiet moments, when the world seems still, the flame hums softly, a pulse beneath the skin, a rhythm that speaks in colors and heat. The girl listens. She feels the stories weave through her like threads of light, each one a spark that ignites a deeper knowing. This fire is not mine alone, she realizes. It is the memory of all who came before Promethea's legacy, living in me. She closes her eyes, and the flame becomes a lens. Visions bloom behind her lids, faces she cannot name, places she cannot reach. Fragments of a song sung in silence, held in the bones of the earth, whispered by the wind. Her breath quickens, her heart beats in time with the fire's song. A connection forms, fragile but fierce. She is both vessel and voice, a keeper of memory, a bearer of flame. Chapter 7. The shadows approach. The air shifts. The distant whisper of footsteps grows nearer, cautious, relentless. They come from all directions, unseen but felt. The ones who fear what the flame might become. She opens her eyes. The sky has darkened. Storm clouds gather, heavy and low, shadows stretching like fingers across the land. The girl tightens her grip around the fire within. She is not afraid, not yet, but she knows this moment will change everything. From the depths of the silence, a voice breaks through. Not her own, but familiar, the listener. "We cannot run," he says. "Not anymore. The flame calls, and we must answer." Behind her, the glow intensifies, spreading like wildfire. Not destruction, but awakening. The shadows pause. They watch. Waiting, end in the heart of the fire. The girl stands tall, ready. Chapter 8. The dance of light and shadow, the ground beneath her feet hums with energy, ancient and alive. Light and shadow swirl in a delicate dance, a tension between what was and what could be. Around her, the air vibrates with unspoken promises. The flame inside her responds, flickering in rhythm with the world's heartbeat. She feels it, the pull of destiny and choice, intertwined like strands of fire and ash. The shadows stir again, their shapes twisting and stretching, trying to find a foothold in the growing light. But the girl does not flinch. Instead, she steps forward, each movement a declaration. "I am the flame that cannot be contained," she whispers, voice steady and clear. The shadows hiss in response, their silence thickening like smoke. But she stands her ground, flame blazing, bright, unyielding. This is no longer just a battle for survival. It is a fight for truth, for memory, for the right to burn. Chapter 9. The listener's vigil beside her. The listener remains still, a sentinel in the gathering storm. His eyes reflect the firelight, unwavering and calm. He watches the horizon where dark shapes loom larger with each breath. He senses the weight of what is to come, the fragile balance between hope and despair. "You carry more than light," he says softly. "You carry the future and the past." The flame is not just fire, it is memory, it is choice. The girl looks to him, finding strength in his words. She knows that this moment, this crossing, will define everything. "We'll face them," she replies. "Together." The listener nods. And as the first drops of rain begin to fall, the flame between them burns steady, a beacon in the gathering night. Chapter 10. Flickers of doubt, the flame inside her blazes, but so do shadows within. A flicker of doubt curls like smoke in her mind, fragile yet persistent. Am I worthy of this fire? Can I carry the weight of memory without losing myself? She recalls the faces of those lost to silence, echoes fading into voids she cannot fill. Their stories, half-remembered, whisper warnings. Power without purpose consumes. Her breath falters, but the flame does not waver. The listener's voice breaks through the storm in her chest. "Doubt is the flame's shadow," he says. "But shadows cannot exist without light. Remember who you are, not just the fire, but the one who holds it." She nods, drawing strength from the words. In that moment, the flame grows brighter, steadier, a promise renewed. Chapter 11. The edge of night. The sky darkens further, a canvas smeared with thunder and rain. The approaching shadows press closer, their shapes sharp and jagged like broken glass. The girl steps to the edge of the hill, a sentinel poised between worlds. Around her, the flame swells, not a roar, but a steady heartbeat felt in the bones of the earth. She lifts her face to the storm, eyes shining with fierce resolve. "I am Promethea," she thinks. "I am the flame reborn." Behind her, the listener stands tall, guardian of memory, keeper of the song. Together, they prepare for what comes next, not just a battle of light and dark, but the awakening of a new dawn. Chapter 12. Flames entwined. Fire does not burn alone. It twists and folds around itself like the threads of an ancient tapestry. She feels the pulse of every story held within every spark that once flickered, and every ember waiting to ignite. In this moment, the flame becomes more than a light. It becomes a song, a melody woven from loss, hope, and the unyielding will to remember. The girl reaches out, fingers tracing patterns in the air, weaving the fire's memory into a tapestry visible only to those who listen with their hearts. The listener watches, a faint smile tracing his lips. He knows this is the true awakening, when flame and memory become one. Chapter 13. The gathering storm breaks the shadows, can no longer wait. With a final surge, they rush forward, a tide of silence crashing against the shore of light, but the flame holds fast, a beacon in the dark. The girl stands at the center, surrounded by sparks rising like stars. Her voice rises, not with words, but with the song, the new song, that carries the weight of all remembered. The listener joins her, their voices merging into a chorus that shakes the very air. The storm breaks around them, rain, thunder, and fire intertwined in a dance, as old as time. And through it all, the flame burns brighter than ever. Asterisk, asterisk. Asterisk chapter 13. The gathering storm breaks the shadows, can no longer wait. With a final surge, they rush forward, a tide of silence crashing against the shore of light. But the flame holds fast, a beacon in the dark. The girl stands at the center, surrounded by sparks rising like stars. Her voice rises, not with words, but with the song, the new song that carries the weight of all remembered. The listener joins her, their voices merging into a chorus that shakes the very air. The storm breaks around them, rain, thunder, and fire intertwined in a dance as old as time. And through it all, the flame burns brighter than ever. Chapter 14. The heart of the flame, the storm rages. But within her, a stillness blooms. The flame is no longer a flicker or a whisper. It is a roaring heartbeat, a pulse that echoes through the fabric of reality. She steps forward, every step a testament to the stories carried within her of hope, sacrifice, and unbreakable will. The shadows falter, their edges blurring in the radiant heat. She raises her hands, and the flame responds, swirling, expanding, weaving light into a tapestry of power and memory. The song flows through her veins, a living current that binds past and future. "I am Promethea," she declares, voice clear as dawn, not a forgotten tale, but a flame that burns eternal. Chapter 15. The world holds its breath. Around her, the flames shimmer, not destructive, but renewing. The listener stands beside her, their silhouettes framed in golden light. Together, they watch as the new song rises, a chorus of memory and hope echoing across time. The flame is no longer just hers. It belongs to all who remember, all who believe, and, as the dawn unfolds, a promise is born. The song will never end. Chapter 16 echoes in the flame even as the dawn breaks. The fire whispers secrets only the heart can hear. Memories fold into one another, creating echoes that ripple through time. The girl feels each echo, the laughter of those long gone, the tears of battles fought and lost, the hopes of futures yet to come. Each echo is a thread in the vast tapestry of existence, woven together by the flame she carries. She listens, understanding that to hold the fire is to carry the weight of countless lives. A sacred trust. Chapter 17. The promise of light. The new day stretches out before her. Endless and bright, the shadows retreat, not defeated, but transformed, softened by the touch of light. The girl turns to the listener, her eyes shining with a newfound clarity. "We will carry the song forward," she says. "Not alone, but together, in memory, in hope, in fire." He nods, the flame between them, a bridge across the silence. And as the world awakens, so too does the promise that the flame of Promethea will burn forever, in every heart that remembers. Chapter 18. The Last Ember. As the light grows stronger, the last embers of fear and doubt flicker and fade. The girl breathes deeply, feeling the calm that follows the storm. She knows the journey is far from over, but this moment is hers, a quiet victory. The flame within is steady now, a beacon not just of power, but of peace. She smiles softly, the weight of memory transformed into strength. Asterisk. Episode 100. Promethea's Light, the Final Awakening. Chapter 1. The Gathering of Flames. The air vibrates with anticipation. A silent symphony of countless sparks converging into a blazing beacon. The girl stands at the center, no longer alone. Around her faces illuminated by the firelight, each carrying their own ember of memory. They are the keepers, the listeners, the storytellers, together. They form a chorus of light, a tapestry of voices woven from the threads of Promethea's legacy. The flame pulses when memory becomes destiny. Chapter 2. The Breaking of Silence. World holds its breath. The silence before the song's crescendo, fragile. Trembling with power, she reaches deep into the flame, drawing from its core a melody unspoken for centuries. It rises, soft at first, then swelling, a tide of sound that breaks through the stillness. The listener joins her, their voices merging, igniting the air with harmony. The song is no longer forgotten, it is reborn. Chapter 3. The flame's triumph. Darkness recoils before the rising light. The shadows that once threatened now shrank away. Unable to withstand the blaze of memory and hope, the girl feels the fire within her blaze stronger than ever. She is Promethea reborn, a living flame, a beacon for all who seek the light. The crowd around her erupts in a chorus of voices, carrying the new song across the land. Chapter 4. The promise fulfilled as dawn breaks fully. A new world awakens. The flame is no longer hers alone. It belongs to all, to every heart that remembers, to every soul that dares to dream. The girl smiles, eyes bright with tears and joy. "We are the song now," she says softly, "and it will never end." Epilogue. A new dawn. The fire's glow reaches every corner of the world. A promise etched in light. The story of Promethea is not just history, it is a living, breathing song forever growing, and as the girl steps forward into the endless dawn, she knows this is only the beginning. The flame will burn. Always. Episode 100. Promethea's Light. The Final Awakening. Chapter 5. The Voices. Within as the new song rises, it carries more than just melody. It carries stories of loss and hope, of endings and beginnings. The girl hears the voices of those who came before, woven into the fire's hum, each voice a thread, binding past to present, lighting the path. Forward, she closes her eyes and lets the chorus wash over her. A river of sound and memory flowing through her veins in this moment. She is not just one, she is many. Chapter 6. The light beyond the dawn spills over the horizon, painting the sky with colors never seen before. The flame within the girl bursts forth, a radiant explosion of light and warmth. It reaches out, touching every shadow, every corner of the world where there was silence. Now there is song. Where there was darkness, now there is light. The flame is a promise, unbroken. Eternal. Chapter 7. The endless dawn together with the listener and all who carry the flame. The girl steps forward. They walk into a world forever. Changed, a world where memory is a fire that never dies. The song continues, endless and alive, and in their hearts. The flame burns bright, a light to guide all who come after. Chapter 8. The Echoes. Unite the voices, once scattered, now merge into a mighty chorus. Each echo strengthening the flame within the girl. She feels the weight of generations, not as a burden, but as a mantle of honor. Each story, each memory, fuels the song, weaving a tapestry of light across the sky. The listener stands by her side, a steady presence in the swirling sea of sound and flame. Together, they become the heart of the awakening, the living embodiment of Promethea's legacy. Chapter 9. The last shadow falls. Darkness gathers one final time, a shadow stretching its fingers toward the growing light. But the girl does not falter, with a cry that is both a beginning and an end. She releases the full power of the flame. The shadows shatter, dissolving into sparks, carried away by the wind. Light floods the world, burning away silence and fear. Promethea's light has triumphed, and it will never be extinguished again. Episode 100. Promethea's Light. The Final Awakening. Chapter 10. The dawn embraced with the last shadow vanquished. The world breathes anew. The air is thick with possibility, soft as morning mist, bright as the rising sun. The girl stands tall. Others join their own flames, igniting. In response to hers, a new chorus rises, stronger and richer than ever before. This is not an end. She realizes it is a beginning. Chapter 11. The song carries on. The flame that was once a solitary spark now burns as a constellation. Each light a story, each ember a voice. Together they sing a song that transcends time, a song born from silence, forged in memory, carried on hope. The girl closes her eyes, feeling the pulse of the song in her soul. Promethea's light is eternal, and so is the promise it holds. Chapter 12. The flame's legacy. Fire she carries is no longer hers alone. It belongs to everyone who has ever remembered, ever dreamed. Each spark a legacy, passed down through whispered stories and silent prayers. She watches as new flames ignite in the hearts of those around. Her bright, fierce, unyielding, the world breathes in unison. Carrying the promise of Promethea forward, she smiles, knowing the light will never fade. Chapter 13. The Infinite Song. The song flows onward. A river without end, it weaves through time, binding past, present, and future in a seamless melody. The girl lifts her voice, joining the chorus that carries across the stars. Each note is a promise that memory will burn eternal, that hope will never dim. The flame inside her shines brighter than ever, a beacon for all who seek the light. Chapter 14. The Light Within Usta. Fire is no longer distant or separate. It lives inside every heart willing to remember, willing to believe. The girl sees faces all around her, strangers, friends, kindred, souls, each carrying their own spark. Together, their flames join, creating a constellation of hope stretching across the night. In this unity, the true power of Promethea is revealed, not a solitary flame, but a collective light that cannot be extinguished. Chapter 14. The light within Usta fire is no longer distant or separate. It lives inside every heart willing to remember, willing to believe. The girl sees faces all around her, strangers, friends, kindred souls, each carrying their own spark. Together, their flames join, creating a constellation of hope stretching across the night in this unity. The true power of Promethea is revealed, not a solitary flame, but a collective light that cannot be extinguished. Chapter 15. Threads of Memory. Each spark holds a story, a whisper of ancient times, a fragment of forgotten dreams. The girl feels them weaving together, threads of memory that bind everyone. Understands now, to carry the flame is to carry all stories, joyful and tragic alike. The tapestry of Promethea is endless, ever growing with every new voice. Chapter 16. A new dawn's promise thee. Horizon glows softly with the first light of dawn. The song they sing is a promise to protect the flame, to nurture the memory, to guard hope. The girl's heart swells with purpose. This is their dawn, a new beginning born from ashes and light. Chapter 17. Shadows fading, though shadows remain. They are softened by the collective glow. Fear loses its grip as memories kindle courage. The darkness is no longer an enemy, but a contrast that makes the flame shine brighter. Together, light and shadow dance in balance, a world renewed. Chapter 18. The flame's journey, the flame will travel. Far beyond this moment, it will cross lands, inspire hearts, and kindle countless fires. The girl watches as new bearers arise, each ready to carry the legacy. Their journey has only just begun. Chapter 19. The song's pulse. The song pulses through the air, alive and vibrant. It carries laughter, tears, whispers of dreams yet to be fulfilled. It is a living force, a bond between souls, separated by time but united in memory. Chapter 20. The Hearts. Flame deep within the girl's chest. The flame burns steady and strong. It is a wellspring of strength, hope, and love. She knows that no matter what comes, this fire will endure. Chapter 21. Echoes of the Pestecos, of those who came before ripple through the flame. Their voices rise in harmony. Guiding the way forward, the girl listens, humbled and inspired. Chapter 22. A light to guide the flame becomes a beacon, a light to guide lost souls. To inspire the weary, to awaken the forgotten, it is a symbol of resilience and renewal. Chapter 23. The promise carved in light. The song carries a promise carved deep in light and memory. To always remember. To keep the flame alive, no matter the cost. Chapter 24. The endless dance. Light and shadow, memory and hope, fire and silence, they dance endlessly. Intertwined, the girl embraces this dance, knowing it shapes the world. Chapter 25. The beginning and the end. Every end is a beginning. The flame burns on, eternal and bright. Promethea's song carries us all into the endless dawn. Episode 101. Beyond the Flame, a new journey begins. Chapter 1. The Afterglow, Dawn After. Promethea's awakening carries a quiet energy. The girl stands at the edge of the horizon, the flame within her, now a steady glow, dot around her. The world feels different, alive with possibility and new purpose. She breathes deeply, feeling the pulse of the song still echoing in the air. The past has been honored, but the future awaits. Chapter 2. The First Steps with Cautious Hope. The girl steps forward into the unknown. Each step stirs the earth beneath her feet, awakening dormant seeds of change. She knows the path will not be easy. Darkness lingers, even in light, but she is ready. Chapter 3. Whispers on the Wind. The wind carries whispers, faint echoes of those who watch over from beyond. Their voices guide her, soft and steady, a comforting presence in the uncertainty. She listens closely, letting their wisdom weave into her own. Chapter 4. A meeting of flames far ahead. Other bearers of the flame gather, a circle forming. Bound by memory and hope, the girl approaches, their faces alight with shared purpose. Together, they will journey a fellowship of light against the encroaching shadows. Chapter 5. The map of stars in the night sky. Constellations shift, revealing a map. It is a guide, ancient and mysterious. Leading the way forward, the girl traces the path with her fingers, feeling the weight of destiny settle. Chapter 6. The silent forest. They enter a forest untouched by flame or shadow, thick and deep. Here, memory sleeps, waiting to be awakened. The girl steps carefully, knowing that the song must be carried through even the quietest places. Chapter 7. The heart of the woods. At the forest's center, a single tree glows faintly. Branches cradle forgotten memories like fragile flames. The girl reaches out, touching the bark, feeling the pulse of ancient stories. Chapter 8. The guardian's promise. Say figure emerges, the forest's guardian. Silent but watchful, she offers a promise. To protect the flame, you must understand the silence. The girl nods, ready to learn. Chapter 9. Lessons in stillness. Days pass in quiet reflection. The girl learns to listen, not just to sound, but to absence. In silence, the song transforms, becoming deeper, richer. Chapter 10. The awakening within. From the stillness, a new melody arises. It sings of patience, resilience, and hidden strength. The flame within her grows warmer. Brighter. Chapter 11. The journey continues, leaving the forest. The fellowship moves forward. Each step resonates with the lessons learned in silence. They are stronger, united. Chapter 12. The river of Timigrate. River blocks their path, its waters shimmering with memories past and future. To cross, they must face their own reflections, fears, hopes, regrets. The girl steps into the current, ready to face herself. Chapter 13. Reflections revealed. The river shows her visions, moments she has forgotten, and those yet to come. She embraces them all, understanding that memory is both burden and gift. Chapter 14. Crossing the divide with renewed clarity. The girl and her companions cross the river. The flame guides them, steady and sure. Chapter 15. The Valley of Echoes. Vast valley stretches before them, filled with echoes of lost songs. They listen, gathering strength from the voices of the past. Chapter 16. The challenge of shadows rise once more. Testing their resolve, the girl faces her deepest fears, but the flame within shields her. Together, they push back the darkness. 17. The gift of light. Victory brings a gift, a shard of pure light. It pulses with promise, a beacon for the path ahead. Chapter 18. Bonds forged in fire. The fellowship's bonds deepen. Shared trials and triumphs weave their hearts into one. Chapter 19. The summits. Cala Mountain looms in the distance, the summit where the song will be reborn. The girl looks up, determination blazing. Chapter 20. The ascent begins. The climb is arduous, steep, and perilous, but each step strengthens the flame, burning away doubt. Chapter 21. The whispering winds at the mountain's peak. Winds carry voices, ancient and wise. They offer guidance and caution. Chapter 22. The final trial. Test of spirit awaits. The girl must confront the darkness within herself. Only by embracing her whole self can she ignite the true song. Chapter 23. Embracing the flame. She accepts every part of herself, light and shadow, fear and hope. The flame within blazes into a brilliant inferno. Chapter 24. The song reborn. New song rises, richer and more powerful than ever. It carries the strength of the past and the promise of the future. Chapter 25. Beyond the flame, the girl and her companions. Stand ready. The journey beyond the flame begins. A new story, an endless song. Chapter 26. The Veil of Dawn. The sky blushed with the soft hues of dawn as the Fellowship descended the mountain's peak. The air was thick with anticipation, the kind that presses on the chest yet fills the soul with purpose. The girl felt the flame within her resonate with the awakening light, each flicker echoing a heartbeat in the vast silence. Before them lay a land shrouded in mist, a place where memory and reality intertwined like threads in a delicate tapestry. This was the Veil of Dawn, a threshold between what was known and the vast unknown beyond. They stepped forward, the song humming. Softly weaving itself into the very air around them, every breath carried the weight of history and the promise of what was to come. The journey beyond the flame was only just beginning. Chapter 27. The Mistwalker says. The Fellowship ventured deeper into the Veil of Dawn. The mist thickened, swirling around their feet like a living thing. Shapes began to form, figures cloaked in shifting fog, eyes shimmering with ancient wisdom. The Mistwalkers silent guardians of memories lost and forgotten. They moved with graceful purpose, weaving between shadows and light, unseen yet ever present. The girl felt their gaze upon her, not with judgment, but with understanding. One stepped forward, extending a hand, inviting her to join their eternal dance of remembrance. The flame inside her flared in response, a signal of acceptance and unity. Together they would navigate the unknown, bridging past and future. Chapter 28. Threads of light. The Mistwalkers led them through the veil, their movements tracing invisible paths woven from strands of light. Each thread shimmered with stories, moments of joy, sorrow, courage, and loss. The girl reached out, her fingers brushing a thread, glowing softly like a whisper. In an instant, memories flooded her mind, echoes of lives long past, lessons etched in time. She understood that these threads were the very fabric of existence. Fragile, yet enduring. To walk among them was to carry the weight of all who came before, and all who would come after. Chapter 29. The Heart's Reckoning. As the journey pressed on, the girl felt a stirring within, a reckoning of her own heart. Doubts and fears surfaced like shadows in the mist. Could she truly carry the flame? Was she worthy of the legacy entrusted to her? The Mistwalkers watched silently as she faced her inner turmoil. With a deep breath, she let the flame burn through her doubts, cleansing the shadows with light. In that moment, her resolve solidified, becoming as unyielding as the flame itself. Chapter 30. Crossing the threshold, the veil began to thin, revealing a realm beyond, a place where memory and reality converged. A vast expanse of shimmering light stretched before them, inviting and daunting. The girl took the lead, stepping forward into the unknown. With each step, the flame within her blazed brighter, illuminating the path ahead. The Fellowship followed. Bound by the song and their shared purpose, beyond the flame lay new worlds to discover. New stories to forge. That their journey had no end, only endless beginnings. Chapter 31. The shimmering expanse. The realm beyond the veil stretched out endlessly. A vast sea of light, rippling like waves under a gentle breeze. Colors shifted and danced, folding into one another in patterns both chaotic and harmonious. The girl felt as if she were floating within a dream, where every thought shaped the landscape and every emotion colored the sky. The flame inside her pulsed in sync with the rhythm of this realm, a heartbeat connecting her to the infinite. Here, memory was not static. It breathed, flowed, and evolved. Chapter 32. Guardians of the Light. Suddenly, towering figures emerged from the luminous waves, guardians formed of pure light, their forms shifting like prisms. They spoke not with words, but with waves of warmth and understanding. The girl felt their message clearly: to protect the song, one must be both steady and adaptable, a light that bends but does not break. The Fellowship bowed in respect. Acknowledging the weight of their task, the guardians gifted them with fragments of the eternal song melodies to strengthen the flame within. Chapter 33. The Mirror of Truth. In the heart of the expanse, the girl found a still pool, a mirror of truth, peering into its depths. She saw not just her reflection, but the sum of all her experiences. joy and pain, hope and fear, light and shadow intertwined in a complex dance. The mirror revealed that to carry Promethea's flame meant embracing all facets of oneself without denial. She reached out, touching the surface, and felt a surge of clarity and acceptance. Chapter 34. The song's resonance. The melodies gifted by the guardians began to resonate within the girl and her companions. They hummed with power, weaving through their beings and joining with their own inner flames. Together, their voices formed a harmony that echoed across the expanse, a new verse in the eternal song. The light around them brightened, rippling with energy and promise. Episode 102. Echoes of the Infinite New Horizons. Chapter 1. Awakening the Horizons. The flame inside the girl flickered gently as the horizon stretched wide before her. New lands awaited, vast and uncharted, shimmering with possibilities, both thrilling and daunting. The song hummed softly in the background, a steady pulse. Guiding her steps, she inhaled the crisp air, feeling the promise of discovery ripple through her veins. The past's echoes whispered encouragement, but the future demanded courage. Chapter 2. The veins of the world beneath her feet. The earth pulsed with unseen life, veins of energy weaving through the soil, connecting all things. She knelt, pressing her palm to the ground, sensing the current flowing through her fingertips. The flame within her mirrored the rhythm of the world, alive, vibrant, unyielding. This connection was a gift and a responsibility to nurture and protect the balance. Chapter 3. The Gathering. Storm-dark clouds gathered on the distant skyline, a stark contrast to the gentle light she carried. The storm was coming, fierce and unrelenting, a test of will and spirit. The girl steadied herself, the flame flaring in defiance. The song shifted, its melody turning resolute, preparing them for the trials ahead. Chapter 4. The Council of Flames. At a clearing bathed in twilight, other bearers of the flame gathered, their faces illuminated by the shared fire. They exchanged stories, tales of loss, hope, and unwavering determination. Together, they formed a council, a beacon of unity against the encroaching darkness. The girl felt the weight and warmth of their trust, binding them in purpose. Chapter 5. Threads of destiny. Ancient tapestries adorned the clearing's edges. Depicting the intertwining of countless lives, the girl traced the threads, seeing where her path crossed with others, moments of convergence and divergence. She understood that destiny was not fixed, but a living weave shaped by choice and action. The flame in her hand pulsed, a reminder that she held power to shape the future. Chapter 6. Crossing the threshold with the council united, the girl led the way through a shimmering gateway, a threshold to realms unknown. Beyond lay challenges unseen and truths yet to be uncovered. She stepped forward, the flame blazing bright, ready to face the echoes of the infinite. Chapter 6. Crossing the threshold, the shimmering gateway pulsed gently, alive with an otherworldly glow. As the girl stepped through, a sudden rush of sensation overwhelmed her. Sights, sounds, and emotions layered in rapid succession. Colors unseen to mortal eyes danced in the air. Echoes of voices from across time whispered secrets and warnings. She steadied herself, the flame inside her a beacon cutting through the sensory storm behind her. The council followed, their own flames lighting the way. Together, they crossed into the realm of infinite possibilities, where past, present, and future coexisted in a delicate balance. Chapter 7. The Garden of Forgotten. Dreams. The world beyond the threshold opened into a vast garden, wild, untamed, and shimmering with ethereal light. Here, forgotten dreams took root and grew fragile. Seedlings of hope and despair intertwined. The girl wandered through tangled vines and luminous flowers, each bloom carrying a story lost to time. She reached out to a glowing petal, feeling a rush of emotion, a dream once cherished, now fading. The garden was a reminder. Even forgotten dreams hold power. Chapter 8. The Keeper's Warning. A figure emerged from the shadows, the Keeper of Dreams. Her eyes held the weight of countless lifetimes, her voice both gentle and firm. Many come seeking hope here, she said, but beware, not all dreams are meant to awaken. some carry darkness. Within, the girl listened, understanding the gravity of the warning. To carry the flame was not just to ignite light, but to discern which fires to kindle and which to let rest. Chapter 9. The Test of Shadows. As dusk fell, shadows coalesced in the garden, twisting and writhing like living things. The girl faced her own shadow, a dark mirror reflecting fears and doubts long buried. The flame flickered, threatened by the weight of uncertainty. But drawing on the strength of the council and her own resolve, she pushed back, letting the light grow steady and strong. The shadows recoiled, retreating into the depths. Chapter 10. The Path of Echoes Guided by the Keeper. The group followed a winding path, lined with shimmering echoes of memories and moments not their own. Each step brought a new vision, joyous reunions, heartbreaking farewells, moments of courage and weakness. The girl absorbed them all, feeling the collective pulse of countless lives. Her flame burned brighter, fueled not just by her own story, but by the shared human experience. Chapter 11. The Well of Reflection. At the path's end stood a crystal-clear well, its waters still and deep. The girl peered into the depths. Seeing reflections of herself as she was, is, and might be, she understood that to move forward, she had to embrace every version of herself, the light and the shadow, the hope and the fear. With a whispered vow, she accepted herself wholly. 12. The gathering storm approaches. The sky darkened, and the distant rumble of thunder echoed through the garden. The storm that once loomed now surged closer, threatening to tear through the fragile beauty. The council gathered, their flames intertwining, forming a protective barrier. The girl's flame blazed fiercely, a beacon of defiance against the gathering tempest. Chapter 13. The First. Clash. The storm broke with fury, wind howling, lightning splitting the sky. Shadows rode the tempest, striking at the flame-bearers with relentless force. The girl stood firm, her flame weaving through the chaos, a shield and sword. Each clash tested their strength and resolve, though battered. They held the line, united by the song and their shared purpose. Chapter 14. The Calm Within. After the storm passed, an eerie calm settled over the land. The girl closed her eyes, seeking the quiet within. In that stillness, the flame pulsed with renewed energy, a reminder that after every tempest, light returns stronger. Chapter 15. The Whispering Wind. Soft winds carried whispers, ancient voices guiding the way. They spoke of a hidden sanctuary, a place where the flame could be renewed and the song deepened. The girl listened, feeling the pull of destiny. Chapter 16. The Sanctuary Revealed. Following the winds, the fellowship discovered a hidden grove, glowing softly with an inner light. Here, the air shimmered with magic and memory. The girl stepped inside, feeling the flame within respond, burning with a deeper intensity. Chapter 17. The Renewal Rite. Within the grove, the council performed the renewal rite, a ritual weaving their flames into a greater whole. The girl felt her flame merge with others, expanding beyond herself. Together, they sang the new song, a melody of hope, strength, and unity. Chapter 18. The Echoes of Promise. As the song rose, echoes from the past joined in voices of those who once carried the flame. Their promises mingled with the present, creating a powerful current of resolve. The girl understood that their journey was a thread in an endless tapestry. Chapter 19. The rising light. The grove brightened, and the flame within her soared. She felt ready to face what came next, to carry the song further than ever before. Chapter 20. The Journey. Renewed. Leaving the sanctuary, the fellowship stepped into the dawn. The horizon stretched wide, filled with unknowns and possibilities. Their steps were steady, their hearts united. The song would guide them onward. Chapter 21. The Labyrinth of Time. Their path led into a labyrinth, twisting corridors where time folded upon itself. Past and future blurred, memories overlapping in confusing patterns. Girl held tightly to the flame, using its light to navigate the maze. Chapter 22. Faces in the Maze. Within the labyrinth, faces appeared, loved ones lost, allies found, enemies forgiven. Each encounter challenged her understanding of time and memory. She learned that the flame connected all moments, a bridge across eras. Chapter 23. the center of the Mazat, the labyrinth's heart, a glowing orb, pulsed with energy. The girl reached out, feeling the warmth of infinite possibilities. The flame within her responded, growing with newfound clarity. Chapter 24. The Other to the Unknown. The girl hesitated, knowing that each choice would shape not just her fate, but that of all who followed. Trusting the flame and the song, she stepped toward the unknown. The fellowship found themselves bathed in the light of a new dawn. Hope blossomed like the first. Flower after winter, the girl smiled, knowing the journey was far from over. But the flame burned brighter than ever. Chapter 26. The horizon expands with each step forward. The world revealed new wonders and dangers. The flame was both guide and guardian, lighting the way through shadow and light. Chapter 27. The Bridge Between Worlds. The fellowship came upon a vast chasm, a divide between realms, a fragile bridge of light arced across, shimmering but unstable. Together, they crossed, each step a test of trust and courage. Chapter 28. The Realm of Reflection. The other side lay the realm of reflection, a place where inner truths surfaced. The girl confronted fears and desires long buried. The flame burned steady, grounding her in reality and hope. Chapter 29. The council's council gathered once more. The council shared wisdom and strength. They prepared for trials ahead, knowing that unity was their greatest weapon. Chapter 30. The Whispered Legend. A tale was told of a lost song, one that could unite all flames and restore balance. The girl felt a stirring within, a call to seek this ancient melody. Chapter 35. The flame's triumph. The victory was hard won. Shadows recoiled as the flame burst forth in waves of pure light, sweeping away darkness like a cleansing storm. The girl stood amidst the glow, her breath steady, her heart bound to the song that had carried them this far. Around her, the fellowship breathed in the new dawn, the air charged with hope and renewal. Chapter 36. After the storm, the world was quieter now, a gentle hush replacing the tempest's roar. The girl traced her fingers through the warm light, feeling the pulse of life returning to the land. Yet beneath the calm, an undercurrent of vigilance stirred. The flame was never truly safe. Chapter 37. The Gathering of Winds from Distant Horizons. Winds carried messages, whispers of distant allies and unknown threats. The girl listened, her flame flickering with anticipation. The song was evolving, its melodies weaving new tales of unity and struggle. Chapter 38. The Path of Stones. Their journey led them over rugged terrain, a path marked by ancient stones etched with forgotten runes. Each stone sang a note of the eternal song, guiding their steps and testing their resolve. Chapter 39. The Echoes of Silence. In a valley shrouded in mist, silence reigned thick and almost tangible. Here, memories lingered as echoes, faint but persistent. The girl reached into the silence, letting her flame pierce the veil. Chapter 40. The Silent Watchers. From the mist emerged figures. Silent Watchers, guardians of lost memories. They spoke in gestures and visions, revealing fragments of the past and warnings for the future. The girl accepted their gift, a shard of memory to strengthen the song. Chapter 41. The River of Time. Crossing a shimmering river. The fellowship felt the currents tugging at their souls. The river carried memories of all who had passed. Flowing endlessly towards the unknown, they stepped carefully, guided by the flame's steady glow. A lost verse of the song awaited discovery. The girl sang softly, and the verse responded, notes of sorrow and hope entwined together. They breathed life back into the melody. Chapter 43. The Gathering Shadows. Darkness gathered once more, creeping silently from the edges. The girl's flame flared in warning, preparing the fellowship for the trials ahead. Chapter 44. The Trial of Faith. Faced with despair and doubt, the girl confronted her deepest fears. Her flame flickered but did not wane. With courage, she reaffirmed her faith in the song and herself. Chapter 45. The Circle of Light. The fellowship formed a circle, their flames merging into a radiant orb. Together, they channeled strength, hope, and unity. The light pushed back the shadows, creating a sanctuary in the darkness. Chapter 46, The Voice Within in Solitude. The girl heard a voice, soft but clear. It spoke not in words but in feelings and visions. The voice was her own inner song, guiding her toward truth. Chapter 47, The Journey Inward, delving into her own memories and emotions. The girl sought understanding. She embraced her vulnerabilities and strengths alike. The flame within grew steady, fueled by self-awareness. Chapter 48, The Crossroads, at a fork in their path. Difficult choices awaited. The girl weighed options, safety or risk, certainty or hope, trusting her flame. She chose the path less traveled. Chapter 49, The Desert of Echoes. Across a vast desert, the heat shimmered with whispered memories. Each grain of sand held a story forgotten and waiting to be heard. The flame's light revealed hidden truths buried beneath. Chapter 50, The Oasis of Restin, the heart of the desert. An oasis offered respite. The fellowship rested, sharing stories and renewing their spirits. The girl felt the flame pulse in harmony with her companions. Chapter 51, The Mirage's truth. A shimmering mirage appeared, illusions testing their resolve. The girl saw visions of loss and temptation, but held firm. Her flame pierced through deception, revealing the path forward. Chapter 52, The Mountains Call beyond the desert. Towering mountains beckoned. Their peaks touched the heavens, promising insight and challenge. The journey upward tested body and soul. Chapter 53, The Summit's Vision. The mountain's summit, the girl beheld a vision of the song's true power. Light cascaded in waves. Connecting all things, she understood that the flame was not hers alone. It belonged to all who dared to carry it. Chapter 54, The Descent. From the heights, the fellowship carried renewed purpose. The song's melodies echoed stronger within them. Chapter 55, The Gathering Storm, renewed dark. Clouds loomed once more, the final battle approaching. The girl's flame burned fierce and unwavering. Chapter 56, The Battle of Light and Shadow clashes. Erupted in a dance of flame and darkness. The fellowship fought with every ounce of strength and spirit. Light and shadow collided in waves, shaping the fate of their world. Chapter 57, The Heart of the Storm, mid the chaos. The girl stood at the storm's heart. Her flame blazed like a beacon, unyielding. She called upon the song, a powerful surge of light and hope. Chapter 58, The Breaking Dawn. The storm broke, light flooding the land, shadows scattered, defeated but not destroyed. Chapter 59, The Song's Promise. The girl sang the song anew, its promise echoing across the land. Unity, hope, an eternal flame intertwined. Chapter 60, The Path Forward. The journey was far from over. New challenges awaited beyond the horizon. Chapter 61, The Flame's Legacy. The flame was a legacy passed from heart to heart, generation to generation. The girl vowed to honor that trust. Chapter 62, The Fellowship United, bound by flame and song. The fellowship faced the future together. Chapter 63, The New Dawn's Light. A new dawn rose, bathing the world in golden light. The flame burned bright, a symbol of hope eternal. Chapter 64, The Eternal Song. The song played on infinite, ever-evolving. The girl smiled, knowing that she was part of something greater. Chapter 65, The Veil lifts. As the song played on, a veil lifted from the world, revealing hidden realms and forgotten truths. The girl stepped forward, her footsteps light but purposeful. She could see the unseen, hear the unheard, feel the unfelt. The flame illuminated these mysteries, guiding her path. Chapter 66, The Call beyond. From beyond the horizon came a distant call, faint but insistent. It beckoned the girl and her fellowship toward new adventures. The flame flickered with excitement. The song shifted, taking on fresh notes. Chapter 67, The Path of Stars. Under a sky ablaze with constellations, the group traveled. Each star seemed to sing its own fragment of the eternal song. The girl felt connected to the cosmos, a small but vital spark in the grand design. Chapter 68, The Shadows Stir. Yet, even amid stars, shadows stirred. Whispers of unrest crept through the night. Testing the flame's strength, the girl tightened her grip. ready for whatever came next. Chapter 69. The Forgotten Gate. The journey led them to a forgotten gate, ancient and overgrown. Symbols glowed faintly, pulsing with residual energy. Crossing it would mean stepping into realms unknown. Chapter 70. The weight of choice. The gate demanded a sacrifice, a choice that would shape their fate. The girl hesitated, feeling the weight pressing on her shoulders, but with the flame burning bright, she chose courage over fear. Chapter 71. The realm beyond the gate, lay a realm of shifting landscapes and surreal beauty. Time flowed differently here. Memories blending with dreams, the flame was a constant anchor, steady amidst the flux. Chapter 72. The Mirror of Souls. In this realm, mirrors reflected not appearances but souls. The girl faced her own reflection, raw, vulnerable, and powerful. She embraced all parts of herself, igniting the flame anew. Chapter 73. The song resounds with renewed spirit. The girl sang the song louder, its vibrations rippling through the realm. Other flames responded, creating a chorus of light. Together, they wove a tapestry of hope. Chapter 74. The gathering light from the songs, figures emerged, allies drawn by the song's call, their flames kindled by hers. The fellowship grew stronger. Chapter 75. The journey continues with hearts united and flames ablaze. The fellowship pressed onward. New horizons awaited, endless, mysterious, and filled with promise. Chapter 76. The Whispering Woods. The fellowship entered the Whispering Woods, where every leaf seemed to murmur secrets of old. The flame flickered gently, listening to the rustling voices carried on the breeze. The girl felt stories brushing past her like fleeting shadows, lessons waiting to be remembered. Chapter 77. The Heartbeat of the Forest. Deep within the woods, the group discovered a clearing pulsing with life. The ground throbbed beneath their feet. The forest's heartbeat. The girl reached out with her flame, syncing with the rhythm, becoming one with the living song. Chapter 78. The Guardians. Challenged suddenly, a figure emerged, the forest's guardian, ancient and wise. Their eyes gleamed with challenge and curiosity. The girl had to prove her worth, not through battle, but through understanding. Chapter 79. The Test of Compassion. The guardian presented visions of pain and joy, weaving past sorrows and hopes. The girl faced each with open heart, her flame warming. With empathy, her compassion lit the way forward, and the guardian bowed in respect. Chapter 80. The Path of Reflection. Guided by the guardian, the fellowship traversed a path lined with shimmering pools. Each pool mirrored moments from their past, reflecting choices made and paths taken. The girl saw herself clearly, the flame within undimmed, despite trials. Chapter 81. The Silent Melody. From the pools rose a silent melody, felt but not heard. The girl joined in with her flame, giving voice to the unspoken song. Together, they breathed life into the silence.